Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Giridhari Gopijana Vallabha Giridhari Yashodanandana Vajjanarandana Yashodanandana Vajjanarandana Namunatira Manachari Namunatira Manachari Ayana Madhava Kunja Bihari Ayana Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Giridhari Gopijana Vallabha Giridhari Yashodanandana Vajjanarandana Yashodanandana Vajjanarandana Namunatira Manachari Namunatira Manachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Ram Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajicaya Astottara Satasisiman A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai Nanta Kurs Vaishnavinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Sri Hosi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shyamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Navadev Dham Ki Jai Mathura Dham Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Munamayi Ki Jai Gangamayi Ki Jai Samadeta Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter 9, answers by citing Lord's version, text 12. Pravala, Vaidurya, Mrinala, Archasaha, Parispurat, Kundala, Mauli, Malinaha, Pravala Vaidurya Manala Varchasa, Parispurat Kundala Mauli Malinaha, Pravala Vaidurya Manala Varchasa, Parispurat Kundala Mauli Malinaha, Pravala Vaidurya Manala Varchasa, Parispurat Kundala Mauli Malinaha.
Pravala Vaidurya Mrinala Varchasa Padisurat Kundala Moli Malinaha
Parispurat Kundala Mauli Malinaha Pravala Vadurya Mrinala Varchasaha Parispurat Kundala Mauli Malinaha
Pravala Vaidurya Mrinala Varchasaha Parispurat Kundala Moli Malinaha Pravala Vaidurya Mrinala Varchasa Parispurat Kundala Moli Malina
Pravala Vaidurya Milala Varchasaha Parisparat Kunda Mali Malaniha
Pravala Vaidurya Mrinala Varchasa Parispurat Kundala Moli Malina
Pravala Vaidurya Mrinala Varchasa Parispurat Kundala Mauli Malina Pravala Vaidurya Mrinala Varchasa Parispurat Kundala Mauli Malina
Everyone? Okay.
Pravala Vaidurya Mrinala Varchasa Parispurat Kundala Mauli Malina
Okay. Pravala, coral. Vaidurya, a special diamond. Mrinala, lotus. Varchasaha, rays. Parispurat, blooming. Kundala, earring. Mauli, heads. Malinaha, with garlands. Someone can also look up, find coral and diamonds, if you images, just to show. Some of them are effulgent, like coral and diamonds in complexion, and have garlands on their heads, blooming like lotus flowers, and some wear earrings. Purport.
There are some inhabitants who have attained the liberation Sarupya, or possessing bodily features like those of the personality of Godhead. The Vaidurya diamond is especially meant for the personality of Godhead, but one who achieves the liberation of bodily equality with the Lord is especially favored with such diamonds on his body.
So this is a description of the residents of Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha is the spiritual world. And there is a spiritual world. That's actually the real, say the predominant world is the spiritual world. And the material world, where we live now, this is the material world, this is the shadow reflection. Just like a tree has its shape, its color, but then behind there's a shadow reflected from the sun. So it's not a perfect it's not a perfect image of the tree. It's a partial. So sometimes material energy is called Chaya. In fact, her name is Chaya Devi. Durga, another name for Durga is Chaya, means shadow. So she's presenting the shadow world. We're not in the real world. It's real in the sense that it exists. Like a shadow exists. But a shadow cannot give you all the details and all the aspects that you get from the reality, from the real thing. Or even if you take the reflection of this material world as like reflection on a mirror, then it looks very similar. It looks very close to the original. But still it's missing all the nuances. There's no touch. If you see a mirror image of a tree, you can't touch the tree, you can't smell the tree, you can't hear the things going on in the tree, you can't taste the tree. If the tree has fruits on it, in reality you can pick the fruit and enjoy it and digest it and do so many things with it. Make seeds, take the seeds open. You can't do any of that with the image on the mirror. So we're so proud of the material world. We're thinking this is the only place there is. But we're in complete ignorance. Practically everyone in the material world is totally in ignorance. They don't know who they are, or where they are, or what they're doing, or what they're supposed to be doing, what the purpose of life is. Where they were in their last life, they have no idea. And yet they're being presented as the most intelligent people. They're teaching others. So, andhaya tandar upaniyamana. The blind are leading the blind, and when blind lead blind, everyone falls in the ditch. So there's big problems in the world. They don't like to talk about the really big problems. They like to talk about what they consider to be the problems. What was he saying, the professor? Speaking with a scientist?
Instead of death, you wanted to say maybe just people being in anxiety.
Yeah, we said that the main problem is birth, death, old age, and disease. Those four things. And he said, that's not a really big problem. Problem with anxiety. Yeah, that's a disease. So these problems, they set aside, they can't deal with them. They're trying, they have their hospitals, they have their research laboratories, they have their speculations, their philosophy. They make up a theory and then they say, it's fact now, it's truth. It still may be called a theory, but we believe it. Well, that's not really an intelligent person. Intelligent person doesn't just believe things. It's like they say, religion. Religion now has been relegated to the realm of faith. Because people have lost so much faith, so much confidence in religion. They're dissatisfied. It doesn't seem to give them the answers they want. So now, the scientific people, they say religion can't be trusted. It's a faith. You believe, but everyone knows that one may believe something that's not true. One may believe in the Easter Bunny. Or one may believe that a man named Santa Claus is going to come down through the chimney and bring presents in a few weeks. That's a belief, but it's not reality. So, the reality is, as stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam, distinguished from illusion. The absolute truth is distinguished from illusion. It's like the reality is distinguished from theories and things that are imperfect, not correct. Or temporarily, maybe, or partially correct. But that's not the absolute truth. Absolute truth is perfectly true, always, in all circumstances. And that is Krishna. He is the supreme absolute truth is Krishna, is a person. And from that person, everything is emanated. Janma jasya yataha. Do you have any? I'll work it out. Janma jasya yataha. You can read the first canto, first volume, first verse. of the Srimad Bhagavatam. This is Vyasadev's. He starts off with this verse. It's significant because this Bhagavatam is considered the natural commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. The Vedanta Sutra is also the work of Vyasadeva, the compiler of the Vedas. No color? No color? Okay. Corals are red, huh? Yeah. Okay. So this is to show that the people there, the living beings there, are not restricted just to a few colors. They have many colors. And like diamonds, they're glowing. This is to prove to us these graphic and explicit descriptions are to prove that it's actually real. Yes, really there is a place. Yes, there are people with more colors than just we have experienced. There are people with different features such as 4 arms rather than 2. Just like when I was young, I went to someplace, I think it was a zoo, and I saw a snake with 2 heads. Have any of you seen a snake with 2 heads? You've seen. Living. You believe that? You don't believe it?
I believe it.
So 2 heads. So the Vedas say there are snakes with 2 heads. There are snakes with 4 heads, with 1,000 heads. You believe that? You don't believe it. But it's true. The Vedas describe snakes as 1,000-headed snakes. Kaliya was one such snake. So, because we haven't seen 1,000-headed snakes, we may say, I don't believe it. But most people would not have believed that there's 2-headed snakes if they hadn't seen them. But there are. We even have experience, we've seen. So, many things we have not experienced and seen with our senses. That doesn't mean that they don't exist. The Bhagavatam is giving the real picture of the material world and the spiritual world. So do we have that verse? You can read it?
The translation?
Sanskrit and then translation.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadhyasya Yatodmayadi Taratas Chartash Vibhigya Swarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye Muyanti Yatsuraya Tejo Vari Mridam Yatam Vinamayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirastakuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. O my Lord, Sri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Sri Krishna, because he is the absolute truth, and the primeval cause of all causes and of the creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusory representations of water seen in fire, or land seen on water. Only because of him do the material universes, temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes of nature, appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Sri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth.
Now, this is substance. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God, the source of everything. Everything emanates from him. All the material worlds, all the spiritual worlds, all the elements, all the passions, all the emotions, everything that you can imagine or you can experience, it all emanates from Krishna. And he's the reality. And nothing really exists outside of that reality. We're also parts and parcels of him. God is the everything, the totality. Ananta, another name for, though he has unlimited names. One of the names is Ananta. Dvaitam Achyutam Anadam Ananta Rupam, unlimited forms. So the forms we have here, like animals and aquatics and birds and insects, all these different species, they're all coming from Krishna. Krishna is the source. And sometimes he appears as a boar. Sometimes he appears as or a horse, or a half man, half lion. That was a very special appearance. Krishna takes different forms. Form of the fish, Matsya, form of a turtle, all these wonderful forms. We look at these forms here in the material, we marvel at them. These amazing forms. They really are amazing. But Krishna is the original. He's the source of all those forms. And so whatever we're looking for in its ultimate destination, in its deepest realization, is Krishna. And he's the source of everything. He's the end, the ultimate. If you're looking for the ultimate in space exploration, that's described by Lord Brahma in the Brahma Sutta. He describes, even if you travel at the speed of mind for thousands of years, you'll still be far away from approaching the lotus feet of the Lord. That's how far away he is. Tare jati tanai jati tadure tadvantike. He's within everything, and then again he's outside of everything. He's very near, but he's far away at the same time. This is the absolute truth. So, this may sound like impersonal. The Upanishads are bringing the person, living entity, from the stage of being only able to engage in fruitive activities, trying to enjoy actions and the reactions in the two worlds. Karmakant to Gyanakant, where he understands this is not the reality. So then he understands There's something beyond matter. But what it is, he doesn't know very much. So the impersonalists, they say it's Brahman. Brahman is something, but it's not describable. So they can't describe what Brahman is. But they can say, neti neti, it's not this and it's not that. It's not this and it's not that. What is it? They don't give that information. So that information is available through the bhakti, through the Bhagavan realization. Or localizes the Paramatma feature of the Lord. That's more personal because it recognizes the matter, and beyond matter there's the antimatter or spiritual, and there's some localized aspects of the Lord there. But still not fully explained. Padanti tatat viras tattvam yajnanam prameti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdate. The absolute truth is realized in three features: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Bhagavan, Krishna, is the complete personality of God, is the complete absolute truth, and as expansions of Him, then you have the Brahman and Paramatma features. Just like the sun planet, sun globe. But then from there's also, even going further, there's the sun god. The sun is manifested by the sun god. And then there's a sun planet, and then the sun shine. The rays that emanate from the sun, are they real? They're real. Not all, but they're partial. So to get the full picture, one has to get the rays, Brahman, effulgence, Brahma Jyoti. Jyoti means rays, or emanation. The illumination is coming from Krishna. Krishna is the source of all illumination. We think the sun is the source of all illumination. Where does the sun get its light and heat? That comes from the Brahma Jyoti. Brahma Jyoti is the effulgence of Krishna, the person. And Krishna, the person, Janma Jasyataha. That's why it's described here in the Bhagavatam as the absolute truth is personal, not impersonal. The impersonal is part of his realization, but not the original, and not the ultimate. So the impersonalists who want to reach that impersonal stage, they're not the best philosophers. They're better than the karmis and the fruit of workers that only take matter into consideration. Lord Chaitanya said that one karmi, or one jnani is worth 10,000 or 10 million karmis. So because he's more thoughtful. It's like an animal. Animal thinks he just all he knows is I'm his body. I'm a goat and I eat grass. That's it. But Jnani thinks I'm not this body, I'm nothing material. But out of many thousands of Jnanis, then you'll find a bhakta, a devotee of the Lord. They're more, very, very rare. Those who understand the absolute truth in toto. You can't understand God completely. But by His grace, if one is humble and submissive and serves Him, then Krishna reveals more and more to the devotees, to the point where the pure devotees, they practically purchase Krishna. Krishna becomes purchased by devotional service. The ultimate perfection of that is the gopis of Vrindavan, who in the words of Lord Krishna says, you're so advanced, he spoke to them, you're so advanced, you serve me so nicely, that there's no way I can repay your service. I'm bankrupt, I can't repay you. So he's so satisfied with their service. That's much better than trying to serve something that has no personality, has no consciousness. The scientists cannot explain consciousness. How does consciousness come? They say everything is made of matter, right? Nothing's spiritual, nothing beyond matter. Don't even waste your time thinking about it. Okay, then explain what consciousness is. Explain life. Can't do it. For that, they say, yeah, we let the faith try to make their faith religions, they can give their opinion. We don't take it very seriously. We don't try to explain it because it's not explicable. You can't understand it because it's not within your realm of perception. But if your realm of perception is expanded, then you can perceive the absolute truth. And not see, you can experience much more. We're thinking we're so evolved. I think the ultimate evolution is Americans or British or Russians or Chinese, whatever group you belong to is the ultimate epitome of evolution. But there's much more. And the pure devotees, they come to the platform of Krishna. They can live with Krishna in Vaikuntha. He lives there. And the living entities can live with him. It's called to live on the same planet, samipya. These are 5 types of liberation. One here is given, sarupya. They can get a form just like Krishna's form. 4-handed form. Bluish or different colors. And sarshti, same opulence. They can have the same opulence. With all these diamonds and gold, and they say diamonds woman's best friend. So you can have all the diamonds, enjoy all these things, live in that opulence. That's a bona fide desire to be living in such opulence. But you can't do it here. You can try, but it doesn't work. Diamonds are rare. Now it's and they're more rare now. They're not being produced very much. Diamond production not so high. But in the spiritual world, they have unlimited, everything's unlimited, full of effulgence, and all the perception, all the aspects. So we shouldn't worry about renunciation, giving up the material world, the material things. Sometimes people become worried, Hare Krishna devotees are giving too much material things up. No, they're not giving anything up really, because they're only giving up the shadow reflections of the reality. So giving up the shadow reflection and replacing it with the real thing, that's not a loss, that's a gain. So the devotees gain millions of times over the experience that you get in the material world. We get quadrasonic sound from 4 different, we think it's great, 4. But imagine sound that comes from the spiritual, unlimited sound. And sound with full magnitude, full reality, imbued by all the energies of the Lord. He has Advaita, unlimited energies. All those energies they're present in the spiritual world. And so those who live there, living entities, they experience all these things. The music we get here doesn't compare to the music from the spiritual world. We see the musicians today, those who are maybe very advanced, they sense that there's something more than just the kind of music we're used to. They're looking for something more. So they may come across mantras from Vedas, and they become attracted. The mantra seems to be there's more. Yes, there is. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. That's the Maha Mantra, the great mantra. It has everything, all of Radha and Krishna and all living entities. Om is part of the Maha Mantra. Om is transcendental sound vibration of the Lord. And Hare Krishna mantra is also, and fully presenting his personal features. So, we should put aside our doubts. If we have any doubts, we should put them aside. And if you don't want to put them aside, then take the Bhagavatam and just read it. Only 60 volumes. Read it. 18,000 verses. If you read the Bhagavatam 18,000 verses, you should probably read the purports too, because otherwise you'll have a hard time understanding it. It's foreign. So read the 18,000 verses and the purports, and see if you still don't understand. Are you willing to do that? Give it a fair go before you give up on it. Check it out. See whether there's anything of substance there. So we should books like that. Why don't we try to sell people the Bhagavatam? Yes, it's good. So, any question? You have a question?
Krishna gives us intelligence to serve him in this material world, and I would like to know how to serve him. On Goloka Vrindavana, there is everyone serving, and they are doing even the trees and the birds.
I missed that. What was it?
That on Goloka Vrindavan, the living entities are even doing the trees and the surroundings. And my question is, how is it on the Vaikuntha Lokas?
Yeah, we're reading here. This is Vaikuntha. Their part, Goloka Vrindavan is the topmost of the Vaikuntha. They're also included. The Goloka Vrindavan, that's described in Brahma Samhita, that there's different levels. This was supposed to be depicted in our Temple of Vedic Planetarium, Devi Dham, and above Devi Dham there's Mahesh Dham, and there's Vaikuntha Dham, and ultimately Goloka. So that Radha Krishna is the highest perfection of the absolute truth. So those will be depicted, and by the grace of Krishna and the spiritual master, Yasya deve para bhaktir yata deve tatagaro tasaite karita hyarta prakashante mahatma. One has implicit faith in the Supreme Lord Krishna and spiritual master. All the imports of Vedic knowledge are automatically revealed. So we'll stop here. Thank you. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam. Saraswati Devi.